Sports time now. We go live to the sports studio and say good evening to Anne-Marie Burke. Anne-Marie, how are you and how are the young Windies players shaping up?
Well, I'm good, Shane, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But first, England advanced to the plate semi-finals of the Under-19 World Cup after steamrolling Japan by 9 wickets in South Africa today. England were knocked out of the main competition after suffering back-to-back defeats to West Indies and Australia, and therefore failed to progress from that group. However, they could still win the secondary silverware, as they will now face either Scotland or the United Arab Emirates in the semi-finals after easing past Japan this morning. England bowled out Japan for 93 in 38.4 overs, with the Asian side losing their final 8 wickets for 15 runs. Scott Curry took 3 for 15 and Hamadullah Qadri, that is, 3 for 17. Opener Dan Mosley then pummeled 57 from 36 balls, including 7 fours and 2 sixes, as his side coasted home in 11.3 overs for the loss of only 1 wicket. Now, meantime, Sri Lanka under-19s are also through to the plate semi-finals after beating Nigeria under-19s by 233 runs. It came thanks to an unbeaten 102 for Benju Rashantha and 56 from Shamez when the young Sri Lankans were asked to bat, posting 306 for 7 off the allotted 50 overs. In reply, the Nigerians fell way short on 73 off 17.3 overs, with Dilshan Madushanka snatching 5 for 36. Well, the main competition will resume tomorrow morning, with the first quarterfinal. Defending champions India will take on Australia in a rematch of the 2018 final. Well, now the West Indies under-19s, they're gearing up for their quarterfinal match against New Zealand on Wednesday, and that's in the ongoing ICC Under-19 World Cup in South Africa. The young Windies have had a good run so far, but will they keep it going and conquer their opponents when it matters most? It has been a dream run so far for the West Indies under-19s, with a perfect record of 3 wins from 3 matches in the ongoing ICC Under-19 World Cup. Quite frankly, they seem like a daunting unit as they head into the quarterfinals. But it's down to the nitty-gritty, and the big question is, can the winning momentum be carried into Wednesday's important showdown against New Zealand? Well, let's weigh the pros and cons. Well, the young Windies come into this crucial stage out of the preliminaries on top of Group B, having yet to taste a defeat. While the young Kiwis' path to the quarterfinals hit a major hurdle after their game with the Japan under-19 side was abandoned. With just 1 point against the weakest opposition in the group after the first game, the Kiwis had to stay on top in the other 2 matches to qualify. Now, they ended second in Group A behind India. Now, as they head into the quarters, their lower middle order has so far been shaky, failing to fire. Batting depth could indeed be one of their areas of concern as they take on a strong West Indies bowling unit. But the advantage the young Windies have over almost all of the other teams is the fact that most of their players have had playing opportunities in the first 3 games. They hit the ground running and never looked back. The West Indies have been driven by some extraordinarily talented under-19 players. Naeem Young, who has 129 runs at an average of 43 and a strike rate above 110. Kelvon Anderson, 128 runs at an average of 64. And Jaden Searles, who has 8 wickets at 11.2. Now, they've been the standout players for the regional lads. Point blank, the West Indies junior unit go into the quarterfinal as favourites. But we all know cricket is played on the day, so there's no complacency to be had. It's a final opportunity for both teams to figure their best 11s, because once both sides shake their hands and leave the field, one will be semi-final bound, and the other will be packing their bags for home. Versamy Pramal celebrated his 500th career wicket while propelling the Ghana Jaguars to the top of the West Indies Championship standings, thanks to a commanding 219-run victory over previous leaders Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at the end of yesterday's 3rd round. Starting the day at Providence on 122 for 6 in their 2nd innings, still 281 adrift of the victory target, the Red Force tail-enders were no match for Pramal, who took 4 for 42. Scores: Jaguars 323 and 177 for 5 declared. The Red Force 98 and 183. The Jags earned 19.8 points from the contest to move to a total of 44.6, a mere 0.2 ahead of rivals Barbados Pride, who completed a comfortable 119-run victory over the Jamaica Scorpions inside 3 days. Red Force dropped from 1st to 4th on 32.6. Meanwhile, the Leeward Island Hurricanes got their first win of the season by 165 runs at the Darren Sammy Ground in St. Lucia. Sheena Berry snared 5 for 22 as the Hurricanes swiftly dispatched the Windward Volcanoes for their second lowest total of all time in the championship. Scores: Hurricanes 354 for 8 declared, Volcanoes 138 and 51. The Hurricanes are now on 26.6 points and have moved from last to fourth. Volcanoes, previously second, now dropped to third on 38.2.